Marking your project ready for embroidery. There's lots of options on the market. What do we use? Is it going to go away? Let's have a look at a few of our options. What you can see in the picture is some of the things that I like to use, and depending on what I'm doing is whether I want the marking to go away as to which one I will use. So let's have a look at these one by one. Just going to slide these out of the way. So, Frixion pens. Frixion pens are a little bit controversial when it's in the quilting world, and most people will say don't use it. If you are going to cover your marks well and truly with your stitching, then you could use the Frixion pen. They come in a variety of colors. This one's not going to work. It's there a little bit. You can see a bit of green there. This is not my go-to. So if you've got it and you know you're going to cover your stitching, your marking lines with your stitching, it's an option, not the best option. Pencil. Just a normal HB pencil. Depending on the color of your fabric, it can work. The problem is that it's there and it stays there because you're not likely to be able to get to it and rub it out. So again, not way up on my list. This one here is from Sewline, which I do like their products. This one is the ceramic pencil. Now this pencil, you can just see the lead there on my fingertip, and it will draw. So you can see the pink if I bring that a bit closer. So you can see the pink here. This is the pink lead. Again, this one is not my favorite. I really like the white lead because it comes out better, I found. So yeah, the pink lead would not be my favorite. Out of all of them, I believe the leads come in green, pink and white, and the white is great for darker colors. So yeah, I may use that in my project on the red because it will show up when I get a red tree such as this one. So it will show up on, if I click it so that it comes through, it will show up quite nicely on the red fabric. So that's an option, maybe not my first option. Okay, this is also a Sewline product. This is their purple Air Erasable pen, air and water. So this one will give me a purple line. So you can see that's actually quite distinct on this fabric. It will show up on a variety of fabrics, obviously not darker fabric, but if you take a while to do your stitching, then this is not the right option because it will go away. It will disappear in the air. If you are in a very humid environment, it will disappear faster. So just be aware of that. So yet again, so I do use these in quilting as well as embroidery. So this is the Sewline Styler. This is their blue pen. So it's a blue ink. It is water erasable. So it does give you a lighter color. So I'm just trying to draw enough that when I pick it up, you can see the blue. So you can see the blue just here. So it is a lighter line, but it's great on pale fabrics so that you can just see it, and it's water erasable. So that will disappear with a spritz of water, or they do have a pen with a nib. You can also use a cotton bud dipped in water. Run it along the line and it will disappear. So those are the ones that are generally you can remove from your fabric. The other option is to use a this is a Zig Millennium pen. So this is a permanent marker. So the downside with this is that it's permanent. The upside is that it's permanent. So you could, if you are confident in drawing your lines, then you can certainly draw even a dotted line like I have. You can do smaller bits so that you can create your line and then stitch over the top of that line. As I said, it is permanent, so it will stay underneath your stitching. So you do need to cover it. So if you are using one thread, it's not going to cover this. They do come in a finer thread. This is a 0.8 of a millimeter nib. So they do come in a 0.5 and I believe possibly smaller. So if you know you're going to be taking a while to do your stitching and you're using 2 or 3 threads in your needle, then this is an option. Otherwise, you have a few other options. What I'm going to be using probably for this project is the blue water wash, like the blue water erase pen to mark onto my fabric. So those are my options that I would choose depending on the project, the color of my fabric, and the number of threads. These are all the things that you could consider when it comes to marking your fabric for an embroidery project.